Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order, and we are going to talk about, oh, why not, 5 more short stories here. The first 3 are basically children's stories. The first one is Anakin's pit droid. Dumb 4 is going in search for a missing part for Anakin's pod racer right before the race. So here's what's happening. As Anakin's gone, Padme and Jar Jar are trying to get a runaway piece from an insect, and Dumb 4 notices a different type of piece is missing that's needed. He is Anakin's little pit droid, and he goes on this big adventure not big adventure, but children's adventure to try to find a piece for it. Did Anakin even know he had an unfinished pod racer this whole time? When you read these in chronological order, I think I bought some of these way after the fact, and so I didn't realize that some of them were kind of the same story, or the stories kind of compacted on each other. Now, of course, Padme and Jar Jar are gone on their adventure during this time, so the pit droid has his own adventure where he puts in the chip right before Anakin. I guess everyone got things fixed right before Anakin walked in the door. I found that funny. And Dumb 4 is his name. I guess he's dummy. I don't know. So the next one is Anakin to the Rescue. This happens when Anakin is basically waiting outside the Jedi Temple, I think, to see what his verdict will be. He runs into a kid named Finn. He's crying because his nanny droid has messed up, and Finn just wants to go home. Well, Anakin was reminiscing about wanting to go home and see his mom, so he knows how Finn feels. And Finn's his age, but not as mature as Anakin. So he and Jar Jar have to chase after this runaway nanny droid. Look out, crazy, insane things happen in this children's novel. And when they finally catch it, Anakin fixes the nanny droid. It takes Finn back home, and the mother is so happy, and she thanks Anakin, and your mother would be so proud, and goes, yeah, she would, whatnot. Okay, it's a children's story, so I'm not really going to come all down that hard on it. But the worst one of these, and I didn't recall how bad this was Gungan Trouble. Gungan Trouble is basically a rehash of episode 1, except for, and I was thinking, why did I get this? This is just Boss Nass telling about his episode 1 adventure. However, there is a few pages that are not in the movie, which is probably why I bought it. But basically, Boss Nass talks about how they were spotting mechanics coming, in the swamps and trying to search for their home. And so Boss Nass made a decision with everyone that the Gungans had to leave, so they all left. And they were wandering around. They went to the swamp. They went to the sacred land because that was a safe space for them. And then they debated on whether they should go to war or continue hiding. What should they do? And there's this big conflict until Padme and all her friends came and they fought. And then it picks back up to episode 1. So there's like the middle of it has a little bit. But honestly, I would not get this. If I had it all over to do again, those like 3 pages of a children's book aren't worth it. They aren't worth it at all. So it's better explained in another story, which I'll talk about next time.